Spooky kid.
What's up, everyone? Yeah, what's up, everyone? Welcome. Fuck.
Edit. Give it a second.
All right, edit, cut, take. All right. What up, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Spooky Kid. Today, I am joined with my co-host Jordan, and I got my cousin on the podcast because don't mind his tattoos. He's not scary. I promise.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, my cousin hit me up. He's like, "Hey, man, I got some stuff I want to share." So, thank you, cuz,
Yes,
for
sir.
joining us on this podcast.
I'm glad to be here.
Yeah. Let everybody know your name.
My name is Giovanni. I'm here with my cousin, first podcast. So I'm just trying to share my stories
All right.
with you guys.
Let's jump into it, man.
All right.
So, what kind of scary stories you got going on?
So I have a story growing up, and I was a child between 6 and 9. Grew up in Los Angeles, LA. You grew up out there too.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
So I used to go to the school, elementary school called 75th Street School. And so one day, I guess we were in class, somebody started speaking about this ghost they used to see in the hallway. So I didn't believe it, and they were pumping me up in recess to go check it out. The school that we were going to, it had 2 stories. So I guess it had a previous history of, I guess it used to be a hospital.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
I think I remember that school guy because I went with your brother to, I think you needed lunch or something. No me acuerdo.
Yeah.
We went and we had to drop something off, and yeah, that school was
Yeah.
a little weird.
Yeah.
Even regular hospitals creep me out.
Yeah. So well, that's what I heard from the history. I used to be a hospital back in the days. I don't know the exact history of it, but so back to the story. So it was recess time, and so my friends had told me that they seen this girl laying down on a stretcher at like in a long hallway.
Yeah.
There's this long hallway that you gotta walk, and there's classrooms on each side. But I guess on that hallway they used to see this girl on a stretcher, like laying down, like if she was dead or something.
Ooh.
And yeah, so I thought about it. That's pretty creepy. I don't know if it's true or not.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I wanted to go find out. So in recess, we all decided to go upstairs, second floor, and I was kind of like thinking about, is this true or not, or what? So that's why I went. And so we went to the second floor. Sure enough, I seen that girl they were talking about.
Ooh.
And she was laying down on a stretcher, like a hospital, you know, those stretchers with beds they got. And
Was she like covered, or is it just like?
Go ahead.
Was it like a full apparition? Like it felt like it was an actual person there? Or?
No, you could tell it was like a ghost.
Like see-through?
Like a foggy kind of.
Yeah. Okay.
But
So-
was she like covered in the?
She was covered in like
those blankets, the white
those blankets. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
She was covered like halfway, and then her hand, one of her arms she was just sticking. It was hanging like this from the
From the
stretcher. But once I seen that, and I know I wasn't crazy because all my friends seen it too.
Yeah, it's like.
And we're on the second floor, so there's like 6 stairs each level, and then I jumped all of them to go down. Like I was
You're
that scared. I was like, fuck
like
this.
no.
I couldn't do it, so I jumped like 4 or 5 steps, tried to get down. Everybody was running, so I know that I'm not the only one.
Did you see the lights just flickered?
Yeah, you're still flickering.
Is that a fucking like a?
It
sign?
knows you're talking about. It knows you're talking
It's like
about.
I'm back.
It knows you're talking about.
Did it come back or what?
Oh, see, it did it again. Okay, anyway.
Anyways.
Did it ever do that?
No, first time. Yeah.
Oh shit.
Hey man.
But that was the experience I had, and we all took off running, and I was just left with that thought, with that image in my head that I just seen a ghost, and it was pretty creepy. And
Damn.
after that day, I didn't want to go back to the second floor because it was just
So it was only on the second floor.
on the second floor. Well, that I guess that I seen. I don't know if the whole school was haunted, but that was like the only time I seen something like paranormal.
But you never heard like other stories about that?
Yeah, there
same
was other
school?
stories. I had another friend that seen. He said he went to the closet, I don't know, to grab a basketball, and he sees this girl or someone hanging like choked.
Oh, she like hung herself.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Like suicide.
So yeah, so that school has some type of history of paranormal activity.
Have you done research on it or?
I never done research, but if anyone listening to this
Forget about
has
it.
any history, 75th Street School, Los Angeles, Florence area, let me know. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put it in the comments.
Put it-
Put it in the
yeah.
comments. We
drop it in
gotta
the
know.
comments.
we need to know the lore behind it.
But
Yeah.
that was one experience I had, and I even told my mom. They didn't believe me. So my friends, we all talked about the same story, so I know we seen it. So I was younger, so
Yeah.
but that was a little
They also say like when you're younger, it's like
Yeah, you-
easier for you to see things.
things, yeah.
You're
Yeah.
more susceptible to it.
Yeah.
To see it.
yeah. That's what I heard too. Since
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
innocent too, and all that stuff.
Yeah, because like, what's the chance that like you all just happen to like see
see
it
the
at,
exact
especially if it was
same
like at
thing.
different times too.
Yeah.
It's like okay, but
Yeah.
Have you heard like other like kids from different times tell you that they've seen the same thing or no?
It was that. Not just people in my class that would just tell me, random people just tell me these stories. Oh, I seen this, or this place is haunted, or
Yeah.
little stories here and
Yeah.
there. One time I think we found a note, like on it was like an exit door, and there was some stairs to go down, but there was like a little room right there, like on a corner room, and there was like a little note talking about death and some weird shit,
Yeah.
some
Yeah.
weird stuff. And I don't know if somebody made it up and just threw it there, or if it was,
Did it have like a date or a signature on
it
it?
didn't have a date or signature.
Ooh.
But yeah,
that's creepy.
Yeah, it's pretty creepy. So that school was pretty creepy stuff. Because it was a huge school, and the hallways used to.
I remember it because I remember seeing the long hallways.
Yeah,
It was-
those were the scary
yeah.
ones. The long, you gotta walk, and then they have classes on each side. Your class might be at the end, and it's like there's no one in the hallway, and
Yeah.
you're a little kid, and you're like, it's pretty creepy. So,
Yeah.
so you get that
I think
feeling.
it's funny that the school's that big for like just. Well,
Right.
what grades was it for?
Like kindergarten through 6th grade.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's pretty-
And I'm guessing because LA schools are just like
They're bigger.
Yeah,
they're bigger.
okay, yeah,
they're
that's
bigger.
true.
because there's
yeah.
more people, population is bigger, so they make them bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I remember
Just
that
a
school,
bunch of
yeah.
little.
Would you go back?
No, maybe just to go explore or like paranormal stuff. Just
Yeah.
I gotta go with people. I want to go by
Yeah.
myself. With you guys.
Yeah.
Take your cast.
Yeah.
What do you think, Jose? Should we go?
Yeah,
Just fucking.
Some paranormal
Let's
investigation.
make
Right.
it happen, man.
Yes.
Pay for our Big Macs and let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yes.
I know a
yes.
location.
Yeah, no, that's crazy because I remember, like I said, when we went to go to that school, it kind of seemed creepy to me just being in there. So
Yeah.
I was like, it's weird.
Yeah,
I don't know,
yeah.
it felt weird, like it felt off.
Like the vibe. You can feel
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
it was just weird.
Yeah.
That's crazy. The hospital though. I know I heard some like documentaries talk about like I think it was what's it called? I think it was Rosemary Hospital or something in East LA. Same thing. They
Yeah.
had like it was a hospital and now it's just abandoned.
Yeah. Because I
Yeah.
think that goes with it all the history from Los Angeles. I think they had wars back in the days.
Oh, no, yeah,
all
they-
kinds of stuff.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
A lot
LA has a very deep.
history
Deep
of
history
yeah,
of all
that.
of all that wars and
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff, different gangs and all kinds of shit.
Yeah,
So,
I mean I wouldn't doubt it. You know, I've like just gang violence alone.
yeah,
They
Yeah.
have some really
That's
bad
true. Yeah, yeah.
murders. You know,
exactly.
and
Yeah,
to have it would be rare not to have stories like that. You know, especially when it has that kind of history of people getting murdered and
yeah,
tortured in that kind of way.
yeah.
So yeah, I can see that for sure.
yeah.
So what's the second story, man? Tell us the second story.
All right, so my second
Right into
sto-
it.
Yeah, I got it. No, I got it.
Get
No.
into it. Let's get into
Let's
it.
get into it.
Second story. I was living still in LA too. All these stories are in LA. I don't know why LA has.
But you know what though? It's because remember when I was living in LA, I had the same shit happen to me at the house.
I think you did too.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, I remember you used to live in Compton,
Yeah.
and I don't know what other house you did.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's
Yeah.
always kind of like in LA. There's always a house that has some type of history. All of my uncle's house, my uncle Ralph. Remember my
Yeah,
uncle?
yeah.
Ralph? His house was haunted. So that's another story though.
Yeah, we gotta ask Ralph about
Yeah,
that one.
we gotta ask Ralph.
We gotta
Ralph,
ask Ralph.
if you ever see this podcast, join in, man.
Yeah.
Ralph, my
Tap
man,
in.
hit us up, dude.
Tap in.
For real.
But yeah, my uncle, his house was haunted. The other second story though, it was at it was in Los Angeles. We used to live in 74th Street. That was the street we used to live in. Um, so that house, I don't know. I never seen nothing paranormal, but uh, um, I witnessed something paranormal. I don't know how to explain it, but it wasn't constant that every day I would see
Yeah,
paranormal
it
stuff.
was
It was
like that one
that one
time.
time.
Yeah.
So, so back in the days, we used to have a stereo, like those old school stereo CD changers. You could put like 5 CDs in one, and you could listen to all the CDs. That was the '90s. I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't know you guys. What?
They're more of the 2000s.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys maybe
Yeah.
wouldn't know about that. I'm a little
Mhm.
older. I'm old, guys.
We're old, primo. We're
We're
old.
old. We're
Yeah.
old. But so we had this stereo that those old school ones you could change the CDs, the track, radio, had cassette tape. So my brothers, they brought it up to my attention that I didn't know about this, that they would unplug the stereo from the wall,
Mhm.
and then this old guy would just start talking about wars while the radio was unplugged from the wall.
Oh.
So he just
Okay.
started going
Was it
off.
like white noise? Like, you know how, like, remember it was like static
Yeah.
and you could hear like voices coming through, or
Yeah,
was
yeah.
it just like an actual, just like straight, just
Uh, it was kind of straight. It was a little static, but what you couldn't really notice it.
okay?
But it was a little static in there. But yeah, this guy would just start randomly talking about war, random stuff about the war, and like we were just tripping out. Like how was he talking as the
There's
stereo's
no, yeah, there's
unplugged?
no electricity
Mhm.
to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 So that was another situation that I've been through. And I was just questioning like, what the hell? Hey, what's
I know,
going on?
like, it's really common for people to use like similar things to like radios and stuff to communicate. So like the
Yeah.
spirits can like use the energy, but also like flip through the channel stuff. Like
Yeah.
certain words come out and stuff.
It's the white
But
noise.
yeah, but when it's like not connected to anything,
That's
yeah,
just creepy.
that's what's trippy.
Yeah.
So
They say ghosts have like some kind of electromagnetic energy that.
yeah, and this is like
powers
it
yeah.
drains your like cameras
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So
So
Yeah.
like if these cameras go dead, then that's
Yeah.
That means there's a
there's
ghost
something
in
here.
here.
There's something here.
yeah, the
Yeah,
lights
yeah,
have been tweaking something.
Yeah,
I keep seeing it. I'm
something's
like,
going
what is
on.
going?
So some crazy stuff going paranormal stuff.
Yeah, I mean, my house is haunted, so it's like whatever.
This
but-
one?
This one.
Like-
yeah, it's more so in there, and like we call it the game room. So in there's a lot more stuff that happens. But like as I got older, they're not really like as active anymore. But
Yeah.
yeah,
It was active at a certain point. Right?
yeah. Well, I do also like I'm really into spirituality and stuff. So I do like tarot cards and stuff like that. So if I ever feel like something wants to talk, then I kind of just do a little reading. So this don't really bother me much. I'm like, you say your thing and then go or whatever.
Yeah.
But when I was younger, I'd have like a lot more experiences where they'd get like really upset that I wasn't like paying attention to them, cause what's it called, like clairvoyant and clairaudient and all that stuff, where you
okay,
can like. Yeah, so I've experienced that since I was little. So I would like hear things talk to me, and I'm like, oh, I'm like actually losing it now. But it was really just like, it gets to a point where I'm like, dang, like it just doesn't stop. And so they'd start like moving stuff in my room. Like a drawer would just like open or something, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah.
Something's here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, okay, like I'll talk to you, I guess. And I'm just like sitting there talking to nothing. I'm like, what do you want to say?
yeah. Waiting
Yeah.
for it to respond.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then when that happened, I stopped doing it for a while because I was like, I think I'm like going into psychosis or something. Like I don't know, but
yeah.
but then my sister's like, no, it's a gift, you know, and we live in this house for a reason. Everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
Whatever. So, yeah.
So let me ask you this. I don't know if you remember, but I remember me and you were watching TV, and then you decided to just leave it on static.
Yeah.
And there was like voices coming through. And you asked me, you was like, you hear that? And I was like, yeah, I hear it.
Yeah.
But do you remember that at all or no?
I don't remember.
No?
It sounds familiar though.
But yeah, it was the TV, and it was just like static.
Where was it though? Was it in Los Angeles or?
No, it was here in Riverside.
Riverside?
Yeah, I remember it was in Riverside.
My house, your house?
It was your house.
Oh, okay.
I think it was in the room.
Yeah.
We were just chilling, and then you were asking me like, "Do you hear that?" And I remember like all the static of the TV. It was loud.
Yeah.
And you could hear like little voices.
Yeah.
Coming through, and
Yeah.
So I always thought about that, like she said, you know, they use radios and stuff to get, you know, the spirits to talk. So
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that, but yeah, that's one of the things that I always thought about. And I wish TVs today still did that,
Yeah.
but you know they don't do it. So.
Yeah.
My aunt swears my mom talks to her through like the
I mean, it could be. You know?
She would tell me sometimes, she's like, I just know that she's there because like my aunt's daughter died really young, and she's like, I just know like Tammy's there with her and all that stuff, and she'll send me like little messages, or like I'll think of her and then she sends like a song and stuff, and I'm like.
But I mean, I believe it because,
Yeah.
like I said, me and him were just chilling, and
I feel like some things are just too like coincidental.
Yeah.
So,
Well, yeah, that's what I think as well. It's like, well, I think it's like this world's spiritual, so it's like we have spirits in us and a soul. So when people die, I'm guessing like the souls of spirits still wandering around.
Yeah.
Till Judgment Day, until God takes them or whatever.
Yeah, however it
happens.
goes.
Yeah.
I feel like obviously the afterlife is like probably just the biggest thing that a lot of people think about, like how, like what happens, or like why spirits stay here. Is it like by choice, or can they not leave, or something, unfinished business, yada yada.
Yeah, I question that too. Yeah.
So like, where do you think we're gonna go when we die? Just your own thoughts.
Personally, I just think heaven or hell, whatever you do here on earth.
It's gonna just be your punishment or your
whether you're a good person or you follow God's word or you sin or you depending what you do in this life. I guess there's like
it's like I can't decide. You're gonna I guess. Like.
I'm not just saying what I think personally. Everybody got their own personal thoughts or whatever. But yeah, I'm just whatever you do on earth, and I feel there's gonna be a judgment after death. To define where you go, if you either go to heaven or hell, because there's good exists in this world and bad exists in this world. It's like when like someone commits murder, you get locked up, you go to jail for life.
Yeah.
So when you die, I feel like if you got away with a lot of things, even murder, there's someone already watching you. It's gonna be like, I seen what you did.
Yeah.
Did you repent? Do you ask for forgiveness or whatever?
Do you think that like people who do commit crimes like murder, even if they do like repent, that they should be able to go to heaven?
Yeah, well, I guess that's what the Bible says. That if you repent, you do something bad, no matter how bad it is. If you do something bad, and you know it's bad, and then you repent, you ask for forgiveness, and you don't commit the same crime again, then you can be forgiven.
Yeah.
But if you continue on the same path,
you're just saying sorry and then you do it again.
No, because I see a lot of people are like that. Like, oh, it's okay. I can just like repent after. And I'm like, well, that's not. I don't think that's how it works.
You can't just say that you're sorry and then
like,
redo
oops, my
it
bad.
again.
Yeah, because then you're not really learning from it. Because you're not really sorry. Because you did it again.
It's like me trying to steal money from you, and then I say, oh, I'm sorry, and then I go back and do it again. And
yeah,
then
$5.
Yeah, all of a sudden. Yeah, no, I mean, I kind of see it that way too. Like, why are you gonna keep doing the same thing over and over and keep saying you're sorry, and then it's just, it's kind of like I look at it. You want me to trust you, but you're still doing the same thing, and you're just not.
Exactly.
I feel like that though. This particular situation is like my biggest kind of like, like. I don't want to say problem, but like that's what makes me struggle a lot with like Christianity, or like just people who believe in God. I don't know. Like how can you
you're 1 foot in, 1 foot out. You don't really.
Yeah, like I personally, I don't believe it's just like heaven and hell. I feel like it's a lot bigger than that.
It's far more.
I feel I kind of lean towards like you kind of go wherever you believe. I think that there is more. I think there is God, but I think there's more than just God.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what I think. That for right now, it kind of changes. But
as you get older,
I guess I'm just like in that age where I'm sort of like feeling it out and like doing my research and see how I like feel about it. But personally, like with Christianity, especially, like I grew up Christian. So I never understood that. I was like, no, I just.
I'm in the same boat. Like, I'm not a Christian, but I do go to church on Sundays. I have Christian friends that I go to meetings and stuff, and I've been through experiences that I believe in God and that there is a God, and I'm still learning. I'm still trying to learn more, and But yeah, I do believe in God and all that stuff. So I'm just
Yeah. And
through
also,
personal experiences. That's what I believe in.
yeah, I think
Go
it's
ahead.
good to have like faith and
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that. I feel like it helps a lot of people, and I guess in a way, as long as it's like it's helping you, you can kind of, I
Yeah.
suppose, interpret it how you
Yeah,
want
yeah, yeah,
to.
yeah.
Cause like, you know, there's some people who believe like, you know, you're gonna go to hell for like loving the same gender or whatever, all that kind of stuff. And there's some people who are like, no, it's fine. Like God created all of us in His image and stuff like that. So why would it be a problem? But
Yeah.
I mean, when
Yeah.
it comes down to like this whole gender thing, I just say, respect.
if you
Decisions,
respect me, I'll respect
exactly.
you.
Yeah, pretty much
Yeah,
respect
like
each
it
other.
doesn't affect my life at all. If it's
And
not harming
what-
you or myself,
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
whatever.
And
so.
why judge others like that if it's not
Yeah.
really affecting you?
Yeah, yeah.
But because not only that, but like even if it's not something you believe in or support, you're still putting like hate out into that
Exactly.
world.
It's going against what you're
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm just like that just doesn't
Yeah, it
sit.
just- yeah.
It doesn't sit right with me personally. But some people, like I have Catholic and Christian friends who are just like some of the most amazing people ever, and are very like accepting and loving. And I like the view that they have on God, like how they've interpreted how they want to preach and practice their faith.
Yeah.
But obviously, there's good and bad with like every religion. There's some people who I'm just like.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
No, because I also have had probably some of the best and the worst experiences with Christians.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And stuff like that. Like when
My
my
cousin was trying to force that on me. Sorry,
Yeah.
Claudia.
like
I don't think it should be forced, even Christianity.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
No
you can
matter what
speak about
religion,
it
yeah.
and be like, okay, if you,
Yeah.
you agree with it, or
Yeah.
you could go to a Christian church or whatever. But it's not about forcing people, because God gave you the will of you making
you make
your own choice.
decision.
Yeah.
You make your own decision.
You have your
Exactly.
own free
Yeah.
will to go choose to believe in something else or whatever. He didn't program you to believe in Jesus Christ. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
everybody-
you got all these other religions.
yeah,
and,
and, at the end of it, it just comes a big debate, and it's just,
Yeah, it's just respect at like the end of the day and
Yeah, yeah.
everything. But I love learning about different religions, and I'll always sit down with someone if they want to like tell me about
Yeah.
it. And I guess like tying this into like spirits and stuff like that, a lot of people's like views of like the afterlife is super interesting, because some people believe in like reincarnation and stuff like that, and I think that's like a super interesting concept as well. And even like I have some friends who are Jehovah's Witnesses. They don't believe in heaven or hell. You just
Yeah.
kind of
That's
like
wild.
you just kind of like go back to being
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
whatever.
Whatever you were.
Yeah, and so I find like that really interesting. Like some people just they're like, oh no, like spirits aren't.
just
real.
just the different topics that or mindset that everybody got. So like,
Yeah.
everybody thinks after this happens, and after that this happens.
Yeah, and
Just to learn from all that is a kind of good thing in a way.
Yeah.
Just to learn.
just having that kind of like discussion, I think is just always interesting, and it's fun just to see other people's perspectives and also like taking in their experience and your own experience. Because I've even had some friends who technically like don't really believe in ghosts and spirits and stuff like that, but they're like, oh, there was this one time I was like, it made me second guess myself a little bit.
Yeah.
And I always find that like kind of interesting. Or maybe even like in the case of like Jehovah's Witnesses that don't believe in heaven and hell but do believe in spirits, like
Yeah.
that would intrigue me if there's any of them that do, because like what do you think they like did to get to that point?
Yeah.
Like why are they just stuck here? Like they
Yeah.
didn't go
To where
wherever
they need to go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm like, do you find the idea of like when you pass away, there's just like nothing, like you don't have any consciousness, you're just like kind of back into whatever? Does that
Complete
seem more
darkness
comforting? Yeah, but you're not like conscious or like sentient
Oh,
or
okay, I got you.
anything.
Yeah,
You're just
yeah.
like, yeah.
You're
Does
just
that seem like more like
wandering,
comforting to you than
Yeah.
like like having to go to heaven or hell or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get what you mean. Like,
Yeah.
you're saying
Yeah.
it's more comforting to think that you just
Yeah, there's just like
wander off and
nothing.
it's like there's no heaven and hell or whatever.
Yeah.
You're
'Cause-
Like, who knows? I don't know everything. You know, I'm just going off the Bible, and I get what you mean though. So
Yeah.
really, that's a good question that I think everybody asks themselves. Like, what we all have questions like, what happens
Yeah.
after death?
Yeah, because I also think another thing that a lot of people like, you know, when it comes to religion is like comfort, because I think a lot of people are scared to die, and
Yeah.
and just like humans in
Yeah.
general are scared of like the unknown.
Yeah.
We want to know,
Yeah.
and so we keep finding all these ways. That's why people who are really into like paranormal investigation, they always ask questions about like what happens after death. Is heaven
Yeah.
real? This and that, and it's like always different, which also makes me back to my thing is like maybe there's just different kind of thing. Some people go to heaven and hell, or some people whatever they believe in is kind of where they
Yeah. Yeah.
go. That's how they get judged, and
Yeah, yeah.
whatever happens.
Yeah.
So now that we're on this topic, real quick, I just
Mm-hmm.
want to ask you because I know your a little bit of your history. Do you feel that there were times you were in situations where you knew a guardian angel had your back?
Yeah.
You want to talk
That was
about it?
when, yeah. Well, that was when the situation happened to me where I got stabbed. I almost died. And you remember that time?
I remember that. Yeah.
So I was like 17 years old.
Oh.
I was at a flyer party. Back in the days, there was flyer parties. I was with some friends, partying, drinking. Nos, Nos, those fucking balloons. We're doing
The
Nos,
shit.
all
Yeah.
kinds of dumb shit, you know.
Yeah.
And so I got stabbed. We got in a fight. I ended up getting stabbed, and this is why I believe in God. I ended up getting stabbed like 4 times. So I was bleeding all over the place. I was bleeding a lot, and so when I found out I got stabbed, I walked to the corner, and like a half a block maybe, a quarter block maybe, and I thought I was gonna die. So I started praying to God. I was like, God, please give me another chance. I don't want to die. I'm too young. I was 17 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And when I prayed that prayer, there was these like 3 or 4 girls leaving that same party. They were leaving, and I told them to give me a ride to the hospital. And sure enough, they gave me a ride to the hospital, and I barely made it. So I'm still here right now. So that's the why I believe in God. Personal experiences. I'm not talking about in general. Something personal.
Yeah.
Personally.
That He sent those girls there to be my guardian angels, or
You're like because
They
like
were
just
there.
right at the right time.
yeah, at the right time. They took me to the hospital, and I barely made it because the doctor said I lost a lot of blood. That if I would have made it in time, I would have died. And without me saying anything, even those girls, one of those girls told me, I remember that day. I think we were your guardian angels. She told me. I didn't say nothing. So that's a moment right there that I will never forget, and just made me, look at life different.
Did you know them, or they were just in the
I
same
didn't know
party?
them.
Oh, they were
I
just
just
there.
met them randomly, and then I'm still friends with them, so we still talk. I have my Instagram or whatever.
Okay.
Shout out to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that's one of the experiences that made me believe in God. Before that, I didn't know nothing about God. I didn't really like follow Him or nothing like that. So after that day, like my whole life changed, my mentality, everything changed, and I started like seeking Him more, and that's what kind of got me believing in God personally. So
Um, in that moment, did you ever like pass out, or
uh,
did you come like were you unconscious?
yeah, I was unconscious. So they
Cause
took me to the ER, and I don't remember. I was in the ER. They had all these machines in me, and I just woke up in the ER, and so
Yeah,
I
I'd
kind of
imagine if all that blood loss
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
stuff, you'd probably just pass
You just
out.
pass
yeah,
out.
yeah, I passed out because I don't remember a certain part of that night when I was in the hospital. Till I woke up in a coma when I had a machine on me and all this
Uh,
stuff. So that's what made me open my eyes to life.
So the reason I ask is because I've heard a lot of stories where people have a situation like that where it's like they're rushed to the hospital and they pass out, and they say that they talked to a guardian angel or they went to heaven and they came back and
Yeah, they're like it's not your time.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have anything like that happen to you?
I never
or-
seen God. I never had Him speak to me or anything like that. That was the only experience, the one that I told you. Um, I have another story, but this is another topic of someone else's story that he just randomly told me about him dying and going to hell,
Oh.
Oh shit!
and he's
Oh,
seen
we gotta hear
God,
that
and
one.
that's another story. I
Yeah.
could bring it up. You guys
Yeah,
I mean,
he's like,
if-
here's a
if-
little taste. I bet
yeah.
you want to come here now, huh?
yeah. So it's just crazy. It's like,
Yeah.
but if you guys want to hear it,
Well,
yeah, go ahead, go
Go for it, man. Tell us.
so this is a random story, right? So This all happened on a Sunday. I had went to church, Christian church, and we had service. I talked to this guy that I met. He's in the prayer team, so he prayed for me, asked him for prayer, whatever. So after church, later on that day, I ended up going hiking with my brother. Went up to San Bernardino Mountains right there, close to Big Bear. It's like a waterfall
Oh
there.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
So I just went hiking over there and it was hot that day, so I just went in the water or whatever. So after that, I ended up having an issue with my car that I had to call a tow truck. Um, so I called a tow truck to take my car home, and on the way home, we were randomly this guy, the guy that was driving the tow truck. I didn't say nothing about God or nothing. He was like, "Do you believe in God and Jesus Christ and this and that?" I was like, "Yeah, I do believe in Him." And he started telling me this story about how a couple years ago or something, I guess he got run over, and he got run over and he died. He said he died. That's what he said. And he said he went to hell. So, and I was just thinking in my head, it's just like, how do you die and go to hell and you're
Yeah.
still alive and all this? That was just going through my head.
Yeah.
So he starts explaining to me the story. I guess he said he died and he met Jesus Christ. He met Jesus Christ and he told him, did you ever repent for your sins or did you ever ask for forgiveness and all this stuff that Jesus Christ was asking him? He said no. So he said Jesus Christ sent him to hell. And when he was in hell, he said that in hell there's different
Like different
Like
levels.
sections?
sections,
Yeah.
different sections of hell, depending what you did on
Dude, why
earth.
were you talking about it quicker?
Oh shit! Oh, getting me scared now. What's going
Yeah,
on?
I was like,
Are they listening back there? What's
Yeah,
going on?
they're like, yes, that's true.
They're agreeing too.
Letting us know. Yeah. See, I think it's behind you too. Yeah.
Yeah, there's two right there.
That's crazy.
Trip out, right? All right, go
That's
ahead.
crazy. Well, anyways, he was saying that in hell there's different sections, and depending what you did on earth, that's what you're in hell you will be doing for the rest of your life.
Dang.
So if you didn't follow God all your life, you were doing something else. You're gonna be in hell doing the same thing without the without being noticed by God. So he said that he was in hell, and he was hanging from a cliff, and that he was hanging from a big ass cliff, and then his hands were hammered to the cliff, and he was just hanging from a big cliff. And then he started yelling, and he started yelling, and he started cussing at God. He's like, God, why you put me here? Blah blah blah, this and that. And he said that like out of nowhere, like a zipper, like a bag. You know how you open a bag of zipper? Like a zipper opened up, and then just God pulled him out of hell, and he told him he's gonna give him another chance, go back on earth, and tell everyone that hell exists, and for everyone to repent and change their lives, and to send this message to as many people as he can. And that's what he told me that day, that story. And I didn't get to ask him a lot of questions because we're almost getting to my house, and so that's the story he told me about hell. That
I've never heard anyone really talk too much about like going to hell or
Yeah.
anything like that.
It's very rare.
Yeah.
Very rare. Yeah. You
Yeah.
very rarely don't
I feel
hear it.
like how can you like I don't know why he would be like, here's a little suffering. You can go back
I mean,
now.
it's kind of take it like, kind of like you getting an ass whooping. Like if
Like a
you do something,
punishment?
if you did something wrong and your
Yeah.
parents are around, they don't like it, and then you get an ass whooping, then you're like, are you gonna do it again? Type of
Yeah.
thing.
Like a
That-
punishment, I'm
yeah.
guessing, something like that.
Dang.
But that was the first. I never heard a story like that.
Yeah.
Someone going to hell and coming back, and
I mean, I only heard one on TV, but I
Yeah.
honestly don't remember it.
and I'm not saying it's true. I don't know if he just made it up or if it's true, but it kind of got me because that day I just came out of church,
Yeah.
and sometimes God says that He uses other people to speak to another person, and then you kind of get
It's
into
like the
Some
little
divine
domino
timing
effect.
and
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Tell this person, and they just start.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. To me, I mean, I don't want to say that it is, but have you heard of that book, Dante's Inferno?
No.
Okay, so Dante's Inferno is an old book. It's basically this guy is taken to hell by an angel,
Yeah.
And same thing, there's different like levels of hell.
Yeah.
I feel like that makes sense.
And so like the further down that you get,
Owls.
the further down that you get, you know, the colder it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess the devil himself is like in this like big ass cave, and it's really cold and wet.
Yeah.
And so that, to me, when people say that, it always reminds me of that book.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, it could be true. I don't know. You know?
Yeah.
You know, it just depends on what you believe.
Yeah.
At
Yeah.
that point.
Yeah.
It kind of, to me, it's kind of scary because I know, like,
Oh, hell, this hell.
Well, what do you guys think about that? Like
me. Okay, so I don't want to believe in hell because I know that's not.
Because it's
where,
scary, or you're like, I don't want to end up there, right?
Yeah,
Nobody
I don't
wants
want to end up there. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
nobody
But then you
does.
gotta look at it like for what it is. Like,
Yeah, exactly. You gotta look
at
at
the
it for
same
what
time.
it is.
I'm not saying you believe in all that, but if someone does believe in God and all that, you gotta look at it for what it is.
It makes
exactly.
me wonder if, like, because, like, God's all-knowing or whatever.
But see, that's what I question sometimes. Like, if
Yes.
he's all knowing and he knows I'm gonna fuck up like this.
Yeah. But also people are like, oh, like, God, yeah, God already knows and
Yeah.
stuff. Like, oh, like, he has a plan for you and all that stuff. I'm like, so did you just set me up? Like, is this, like, The Sims
Am
or
I set up
something? And
for
you're just like,
failure, or
you're like,
am I set up
yeah.
for-
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then again, it kind of revolves around, okay, you have these two options in life. Pick one, and this is what you get out of what.
Yeah, yeah.
you
But what
choose.
I was gonna say is like there's a lot of things that is super common now that is like in the Bible is considered like a sin. So it makes me wonder, like, if you're all knowing and you knew this was gonna become like normalized, why were you like, that's gonna be a sin? Or if he's just like, you know what, whatever. He's like,
But
it's
again,
fine.
you know, it just I feel like it goes
Or
back
are we
to
all
like,
just getting sent to hell now?
who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, it all comes back to like, these are the choices you have in life. This is what you make out of it, and this is your reward or your punishment out of the decisions you make. You know?
You know what I like to think, which is a nicer thought than hell, is that we're all one consciousness, just experiencing like different lifetimes.
Could be, yeah.
Yeah, until like eventually we're like whatever God.
Yeah, I mean that sounds very.
Yeah. So.
Let me ask you this, because I asked this other guy that was on the podcast, and his answer was fucking mind blowing. Like, when it comes down to ghosts, do you think it's a time traveling thing? Like, we now are living what we're living what we're doing, seeing now, right?
Yeah.
What if somebody from the future is like hearing us speak, and he thinks it's a ghost, but it's just us living our moment?
Some people say like your energy leaves like a snapshot into
Yeah.
certain times, and then it just keeps replaying until like you see it and
Yeah.
stuff like
Yeah.
that. Because sometimes they don't like respond to you, and it's just like an action being played out or something. So.
So what do you think about that?
I just think in the present, I think when someone dies, depending what they did on earth, they stay here on earth till judgment, or they go to heaven or hell. But I just look at it at the present, because
Yeah, you don't think about-
you could hear, like, if you I'm sure you guys heard there's a lot of houses that are haunted, and that has a history of it, and then that history is still in the house. Like, you might experience some type of paranormal activity, and that's the history from whatever happened in the house.
Yeah.
So I'm just guessing from the present time when that happened till it just keeps going on till God does the judgment, or I mean, that's what I
can
mean.
see
I don't
that.
know everything, but that's what I have an idea how it goes.
Yeah.
That'd be a little funny if we're all just like waiting here.
I know,
And
we're
he's
just
like,
like, yeah.
okay, yeah, it's been like a millennia. We can pick some of you up now. Let's go.
I know, right?
So I was watching this TikTok earlier at work because I have the time. So there's this guy, I think he's in the UK. Basically, he lives in this house where it's, I guess, haunted, but like whatever is haunting him, it's like really like it's very aggressive. It's very mean. It's very like it moves
Like a
things, breaks
poltergeist?
things.
Like-
Yeah, pretty much. And the video that popped up was like different like days mashed together of like situations, and at some point he brings out the Ouija board, and it just like it lifts up in the air, and it
I
gets
don't
stuck
mess
to
with
the
that.
ceiling. Like It
At first?
to me it was funny, but it's kind of fucked up. But it slapped the shit out of him. Like you hear the smack, you hear the
Okay.
smack, and he's like you know, and it was funny, but
Yeah.
you could hear it in that. But he's standing in the doorway. There's like nobody or anything around him, and you just hear the smack on his face.
That spirit was mad.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's an
Backhanded
angry.
him.
Who knows?
Yeah, because like you said, like I think that there's some spirits or demons that some are angry or they have some type of emotions
Yeah.
that they bring out and scare you. or
Either
whatever
that
it
or
is.
they just feed off of it, so they're trying to get you like agitated or
Could
scared
be,
or
yeah.
something.
But I mean, the guy, he's very calm. Like he'll just be eating there, having dinner, and it's something.
Oh wait, I think I know the guy you're talking about.
I think his name is 666. 666 something. I forget what it's
There's a
called.
few guys I know, but because there's this one guy that like I see all the time, and like sometimes he like argues like with
Yeah,
it,
it's
and it'll
kinda
like slam the
funny.
door. He's like, or it'll like slam it open, and he'll be like, okay, that's enough. You can close it now.
Yeah, it's that
So
one.
it's like-
Yeah, it's that guy. Yeah.
Yeah, it'll like mess with the blinds, and he's
so-
like, can you not do this today?
Yeah.
He's trying to communicate.
Yeah, and it's funny because like he's just there chilling and he's trying to go about his day, but all of a sudden like all this shit's happening around him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine staying that long. He's like, man, the rent
Yeah, no,
nowadays. He's like, I guess I got to. No wonder they're so cheap.
Yeah, but I mean it's shit like that because like again I've experienced certain things and hopefully I don't have to ever experience something that aggressive or mean. But
Yeah, I've only had things like I was saying, like opening like drawers or like there was one instance where like a pen was thrown, but I've never seen anything like levitate or like a whole chair move or something like that, like a super big object.
no, yeah,
moving.
I think the biggest thing to me that happened was that chair. I don't know if I told you that one.
No what?
The chair it moved on me.
Oh no.
I was at my mother-in-law's house before we had our own place. I had gone to my mother-in-law's house and my wife was giving me a plate of food, and as soon as she turned around with the plate of food, the chair next to me just like moved back and it turned. So I mean that was like the closest I ever got to something that was like paranormal like that.
How do you feel about that? Like how you?
I mean, I kind of laughed about it because it
It's,
like does
it's
it want to
weird to
like chill and talk
process,
to
you're
me?
like, what?
Yeah, does it want to chill and
It
talk to
didn't-
me? But it's like
It
it's
didn't
not.
get you like you were all scared. Huh?
No, because it wasn't like super crazy. It
Yeah,
wasn't
yeah,
like something that was aggressive. It
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like pulled back and turned.
But it turned. The
it
chair turned your way.
Turned towards
like
me.
Like
yeah.
it wanted to talk to you.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
That's why I found it funny because like I didn't know.
take
it
a
was,
seat,
like,
let's chat.
like,
What do
let's
you
talk
wanna
about
talk about?
something, you know. And to me, I don't know. It like I said, it was funny, but as far as like aggressiveness, it wasn't there. It was just probably just wants to like say something or
Yeah.
has something it has to say, and
Yeah.
maybe he was trying to tell me something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But have you never had anything like that? Like,
Any of those experiences? Thankfully, no. I mean,
Yeah.
I heard other people and it sounds scary, but
Yeah.
thankfully I haven't got a experience like that. I just want to bring this up. Do you remember Midgetville?
Yeah.
You ever brought that up?
Yeah. I think I brought that up in one of the podcasts.
Oh, did you?
Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I always think about like, what the fuck? Where is Midgetville? Everybody's always told me about Midgetville, and I've never.
You never went?
Never went.
We did. Me, my brother, Chris.
Tell her about Midgetville, because I don't. It's not of her.
Yeah,
time, for
I'm
sure.
like-
You ever heard of that place?
No.
Well, this was.
Have you heard of Midgetville? Okay. all right.
This was back in the day. This was
Yeah,
like
it
in what, probably early 2000s or I don't remember what, but it was early 2000s, late 2000s. But we used to go to this place. I don't remember quite where exactly it was. I don't know if it was up Van Buren or
Oh, so this
Yeah,
is
it's
like
close by,
not. Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
okay.
but it was in Riverside. And I guess this place was like
Riverside always got something.
Christian, do you remember? Have you heard of Midgetville? You live in Riverside.
Yeah.
oh, you
I
heard it?
don't think it's still around, but
Yeah, no, it's
Okay.
not
it's
around.
on Van Buren.
Yeah, it was Van Buren, right?
Yeah.
See,
Okay.
I was right. I was second guessing myself, like, is it Van Buren? But yeah, I guess that place they used to have like little houses, like little people that used to live there, and everybody used to talk about it like in high school, about that place. That have you ever been there? And we went one time at night, and you could see those little houses right there, like some little handprints. Those look like some little
Like,
handprints.
did
I don't know. There was like
or did actual like little people live there? Did,
So,
was it just
yeah,
like
yeah.
a community
That's-
for
yeah.
them?
That's
Yeah.
the story, that there was
Oh.
little people
Yeah.
living there in these little houses.
Yeah.
It was a
Oh.
community of
Yeah.
little people.
Oh, okay. So it's just like people. It wasn't like.
But I don't mean like little people that we see today. I think.
Okay,
it
that's
was
what
like
I'm
a
asking. Is
different-
it like
No, 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 it was
like the ones that we
probably-
see, or is it like
No,
like
it was
gnomes?
probably something much
Oh.
smaller.
Someone just left it there. Or they.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't
it
know
was-
the whole backstory of it. you
Yeah,
know?
it was just weird because it was just a little section.
And no one saw people like actual things there, or.
My
He's the
brother,
guy to
did.
ask.
I don't know if he was fucking around, messing
I-
around, but he
yeah.
said he seen a little midget with a little shopping cart full of oranges.
What the heck?
Okay, I don't know the whole
I don't
story.
know. I don't
you
know if this is true, right?
Yeah, I mean it could be. You
It
never
could be,
know.
I don't
That's
know.
so funny. Imagine someone was just like, yeah, I'm gonna build some houses right here. Right here. It's like,
Yeah,
okay.
It's a little houses.
Yeah, because I mean, some people, some people will just like build like random lore around it, and everyone's like, yeah.
Yeah,
There's,
yeah.
there's these little
Yeah.
people here, whatever, the gnomes, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah.
Just
I don't know.
like-
I've heard stories of it, and I know you would tell me a lot, like let's go, and I was always too chicken shit to go. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, I
that
was. They forced me kind of to go, so I
Yeah.
was like, I didn't have no choice.
Yeah, you're like, well,
I'm here.
Yeah.
I mean, if they
I
are
didn't
that
want to get
small,
off the
just
truck.
punt them.
I was inside the truck, like, fuck, I don't want to walk out.
It's scary because when you're a kid and
Yeah, especially when you're young, you're a
yeah.
kid. It's like
You
all
don't
those
know,
stuff
yeah.
creep you out,
Yeah.
like,
Oh, so you're like the same height as them.
right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
She makes fun of me because I'm short, so yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
And like when you were a kid, I'm sure you're like
I'm
not
doing
even
this
4
podcast
foot.
with- I'm not doing
It's
this
like
podcast with you. No more.
it was actually
I'm
just
like-
you that they see.
It's just, right, just, bro, hey, what's up, dude?
Yeah.
No, yeah, I remember hearing the stories about Midgeville, but I never went
That's
in there.
so
Yeah.
that's so funny to me.
And I tried looking it up, and there's like no pictures of it. There's
Yeah, it's
no-
not there no more. I think
Yeah.
they destroyed it. They destroyed all those houses, and I don't know
Dang.
what happened to the midgets or whatever.
Whatever was there.
Whatever was
yeah,
there.
Gone.
But it was there, so it's like,
That's-
it's crazy how the world, it's
Yeah.
like crazy shit that we don't know about.
Yeah. I hear people say things like that all the time, like different places in the world. People like have videos like, oh, I just found like random little houses or this and that. Or it'll be like fairies and gnomes and all that kind of stuff. So.
I wonder, because now there's YouTube, so I wonder if like
Yeah,
it
people
has
like-
anything about Midgeville on YouTube.
Yeah. Something.
You gotta dig deep
Oh,
too.
yeah.
There's not
Yeah.
nothing on it.
Yeah.
Nothing on it.
Yeah.
Fuck, I was gonna ask you this question.
Hmm.
It just threw me off. Go ahead.
Getting
Jordan.
old.
I gotta
Go
get-
ahead.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, brain fog
Yeah,
happens.
yeah.
Pushing 60. Short.
You know what,
Bad
Jordan,
memory. No, it's okay. Like take a second, Grandpa.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, let the youth.
Yeah,
Let
yeah.
the
Go
youth
ahead,
speak.
go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Say some more. Jordan, say some more.
Words. Oh, this is the topic I always love to bring up because I just like having everyone's perspective on it. But like sleep paralysis. Have you ever had?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Did
Yeah.
you see anything when you had
No,
sleep
I
paralysis?
felt it.
You
I
just-
felt it. I used to get it a lot, and like I would feel it. Be like, I had a feeling in my body that it's already coming. Like I noticed that if I close my eyes, it's gonna come.
Yeah.
Like you just feel like something comes inside you.
Mhm.
I don't
Do-
know what do you think? I know they say sleep paralysis.
Yeah, some people think it's like a demon, or it's just like,
some kinda,
or
like,
it's because like
scared.
since you were
Yeah, I
like
think-
sleeping and like
yeah.
you're in like that REM state still, so you're just kind of like sort of half asleep, so you're sort of dreaming and just seeing stuff.
Yeah.
I've never. Well, that's a lie. As I was gonna say, I haven't. I almost forgot about it. I had like 2 experiences where I saw something.
Yeah.
But before, I get it a lot. I didn't see anything. Like I would just like maybe like feel like pressure in my chest, but like I could like kind of open my eyes. But other than that, it wasn't really.
Could you speak though at that time?
No.
Yeah, something
Yeah.
like won't let you speak. Like
Yeah, I can't. No, I can't. Like sometimes I can barely open my eyes. Like there's like fluttering. Like I'm like fighting it. I'm
Yeah.
like open.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like super hard. But that freaks me out. Is because like I'm conscious, but I don't have like
full control.
full control of my body.
Yeah.
So that part scared me. But it's like when I actually started seeing stuff. It only happened twice, but and since then it hasn't happened again.
Yeah.
But like I saw a head once, and I was just like, I was like, what? But that scared me so bad that like the adrenaline was really pumping the blood through me, and I was like, like I was like, absolutely not. And then the second time, I just saw something like slowly, like this black figure. It was just in like the shape of like a human figure, but it was like tall, and it was just slowly walking around my bed to my side, and I was like, no. I'm like, I gotta get up. I gotta get up right now. Like I can't do that. That's icky. I don't like that at all. But yeah.
But at that moment, did you feel like something there, or like
Yeah, like it felt like super real, and it was I couldn't even see through it. It was just like a black mass.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, okay. And it freaks me out too, because like if I try to fall asleep like right after it, it happens again, and I'm like, I don't like that at all. But yeah, it freaks me out too much. So, but thankfully it hasn't happened since. I haven't seen anything, but I get it too often. I think
you still get it, or?
Yeah,
Oh,
like all the time. Probably like at least twice a month.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, it happens a lot. I just have like really bad sleeping habits because I'm like an insomniac. So like when I do sleep, my body's already like messed up because I'm like, oh, I haven't slept for like a whole day, and you can like hallucinate if you don't sleep for like a long enough time. So my body is already like going crazy.
Because I remember when I went to Oakland to watch a football game. Me and my homie drove there. It was like probably like 8 o'clock at night. We left here to get over there like around 5 o'clock in the morning. We got a hotel room, tried to sleep. We couldn't do it. Got ready, went to tailgate, and then watched the game. We had some beers. We back to the hotel, and I was like, you know what, fuck it, let's just go back home. And the whole way there, like halfway through, he had me driving out. For some reason, as I was driving, I just saw this bridge, this fucking big ass bridge that wasn't there, and I kept like driving, and I thought it would get closer, but it wasn't. I don't know if I was just tripping out, but I was tired, and I was like hallucinating all kinds of weird things.
Yeah, I've only like hallucinated a few times. Cause I'm like, well, I'm bipolar, so I wait, so when I'm like manic, I don't sleep. I just stay up. I can't sleep. But there was like one time I was up for like 3 days straight.
Wow.
Fuck.
And that's when I like really started like seeing things. Like I was like in the shower and the water was like a different color and it was like swirling and like making patterns, and I was like, oh, then I'm like, this isn't good. I need to like pop some pills and like force myself to go to sleep.
Or
I was
some
like,
NyQuil.
I'm like, usually it doesn't like do much, which like sucks. So I feel kind of hopeless. I'm just like, dang. So usually what gets me is like if I eat like a lot of food.
Just from the food coma.
A lot of food, a hot shower, and then pass out. But sometimes I'm just like, dang.
So real quick, because it's family.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jordan.
It's fine.
Our grandma's house.
Yeah.
That room that they had on this side of the house.
Yeah.
Have you ever slept in there?
My grandma's house in Mexico.
In Mexico, in El Rancho.
I slept in one of those rooms, but I don't know which one you're talking
It's
about.
the
Is it
one
by
that
the
has...
door? If you're looking at the house like this, is the one on the right side or
the one on the left side?
Oh, no, I never slept on that. I slept on this one.
Was there a reason you didn't sleep on the...
No, they just my uncle just told me to go sleep in there.
Okay.
Yeah. No.
Because to me, that room always scared the shit out of me.
Oh, really? Why, you had any experiences there?
So me and... You remember Julian?
Yeah.
You know, that motherfucker would not want to sleep by himself.
Yeah.
He...
Grown-ass man, huh?
Grown-ass man would not want... Anyways.
You don't want to sleep there.
You don't want to sleep alone. Anyways, we were sleeping in that room, and we had to share a bed because this bitch ass didn't want to leave me sleep by myself. Anyways.
Yeah.
But for some reason, that room always felt like weird to me.
Yeah.
And I remember when we were sleeping, it kind of felt like somebody was just like standing over you and just like looking at you. You know what I mean? You're laying down and you got this like thing like looking over you, and it always like felt weird. Even when like we had everybody like sleeping in the middle patio area or whatever, and then when it was packed, it felt weird to me.
Yeah.
I did not like sleeping in that room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. I believe you because a lot of stuff happens in Mexico too,
Oh,
like a
yeah.
lot of killings and
Not only that, but the door had a cross on it, like a painted on cross. I don't know if
Yeah.
you ever noticed that. Right where the refrigerator was at, right next to that wooden door,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
had a black cross on there.
a black cross.
A black, yeah, I
Wow.
don't know if you ever noticed.
Yeah, no, I never paid attention or seen it.
It was,
But you think it's something symbolic or something that
it could be, because I asked my
Yeah.
mom, I was like, why is that cross there? And she
Yeah.
was like, it's just there. But I mean, probably she just didn't want to tell me, or she honestly didn't know. But that room
Sounds
was,
like a lot of your family has paranormal experiences.
Oh, yeah,
Do you
no
think
idea.
it's like that could be like an inherited thing to like be more susceptible to
could be. I
spirits
mean,
and
I don't
stuff?
know. Maybe it's just like passing on. To,
Yeah, maybe it's like you guys are like.
I don't know.
Maybe go mess with this guy.
Because I mean, Ralph too. Ralph, I'm pretty sure he had some shit happen to him.
Oh yeah, he had a lot of.
I know our other cousin, Laura.
Laura too.
Get a
Yeah.
family reunion. We can film
No,
that.
No, I know. Well, that's
Get a
what I'm
whole
saying though.
family.
Like, we have a huge ass family. It's huge.
Yeah.
So everybody has something.
Yes.
Christian.
Yeah.
So, not this Christian. No.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. To me, like I said, that room always scared the shit out of me. And
Yeah.
when I think about my grandma's house, that room's always the one that fucking, I don't know, it just stands out.
You could kind of feel it, huh? Whenever you go to a
Oh, yeah.
place that you kind of feel the vibes are off, or if it's haunted
It's
or
just
whatever.
weird.
It's really bad when
can
it like
feel it.
makes you feel nauseous. That's what creeps me out. I'm
Yeah.
like, ooh.
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, that room always just felt like there was somebody or something in there. Just
There probably was.
like I don't know what it was, but it just felt like I don't know. It was
yeah.
weird.
Yeah, I get
And-
what you mean. Somebody's just like watching or something like that, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty creepy.
Yeah, you can just feel it. It's just like it feels the exact same as like when like an actual person's like looking at you. You're like, oh, someone's definitely giving me that right now, and you're like, yeah, you just sense it.
Yeah,
you can
exactly.
feel it,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's the exact same, thing that I felt in that room.
Yeah.
I thought you would have known about it because
Yeah.
we were always over there. So.
Yeah, no, thankfully, when I went there, I didn't see nothing paranormal, nothing, or I never had problems sleeping or anything like that. But I'm sure there is stories. I know I heard people talking about stuff.
You know who had the crazy story was who was it? When they went to go visit our grandpa in the cemetery. They went to go take him flowers at night. You remember?
Francisco?
Yeah, Francisco. Yeah.
You remember that story?
I remember that story very well.
I kind of remember it too. I don't know if you want to bring it up, but
I got to say it because to me that is one of the stories that stuck with me.
and that one kind of stuck to me too because it's pretty creepy.
Yeah. So where our grandma lived, or rest in peace, our grandma, where the little ranchito that she's from, there's a graveyard where you have to literally take a dirt road down the hill, and it's just like the majority of the people who live in that little town. And our grandpa, how far in? I don't remember how far in he's in.
I don't. I honestly, I never even got a chance to go to his grave, but
I know it's like kind of like almost in the
middle,
center, almost in the center,
the
but off
center,
to the
yeah.
side. Anyways, they went to go take our grandpa flowers to his grave, and I guess on the way back they heard a little girl kind of laughing. So my cousin, being fucking crazy as he is, he went to go find out where that laughter was coming from, and they came upon this grave of a little girl, and somewhere on that in the center of that grave was a hole.
Oh.
And I guess that's where the sound was coming from. And so he decided to drop a rock in there. But when he dropped it in there, there was no noise. There was no not even a little thud to the dirt. Nothing. It was just straight. It just dropped it in there, and that was it. And it was whatever. It was just gone. And so that's one of the stories that I remember. When they told us about it, I was like, "What the fuck?"
But I heard when they threw that rock or something, they heard a laughter or something.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
And I don't know, they kept hearing noises or something. They ended up just leaving, running away from the cemetery because
Fuck it. I mean, again, it's picture it's in the mountains. It's all it's all dirt and whatever grows in the fucking
And then
mountains.
in those days, it was over there's not a lot of lights. At that time, there weren't a lot of lights on the street.
Picture it like you're walking down that
pretty
little-
much.
You're right.
Just
okay, so,
On edge now.
so basically picture it like you're walking down that little.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and it's just that's the only way to get to that.
But
cemetery.
it's like if you take these lights off and you're walking in
Yeah.
there. It's like
Yeah.
Maybe like one fucking light, like way the fuck.
Yeah,
away,
yeah.
you
No,
know?
I couldn't. I'm not like the investigative
Oh, no.
type because if you watch movies, they die.
you learn from
I'm like, no.
movies.
You're like,
Huh?
oh, did you hear that? And it's like, no, and it's leave.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's
Then there would have been no movie about them all dying.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, mm.
But
No.
yeah, no, that's one of the stories that stuck with me as a kid.
Yeah,
And
I remember that.
Yeah, and then I remember you telling me about Ralph at the house in LA that I think the walls were shaking or something like that.
The walls are shaking.
Yeah.
Just an earthquake, girl.
No.
Yeah, my uncle's house, a lot of
Yeah.
stuff happened there. Yeah, it was haunted too. I think he told me one story that one time, I guess they were sleeping and in the kitchen, I guess they heard all the what's that word? All the plates and the cups,
Mhm.
they all fell to the ground and they broke at the same time, like a loud ass noise.
Dang.
And they went to go check. They turned on the lights and nothing was on the floor. Nothing. Everything was good in the
Okay.
kitchen.
Okay.
So it's like,
Yeah, noises that you
Yeah, unexpected.
That's what I
No.
hate. Is like hearing like a very distinct noise, and then you go.
What I
and
didn't
check,
like
it's
about that
ooh,
house
like
either
footsteps.
too. Yeah, what I don't. Oh, and then it was wooden floors too, huh?
yeah, that's what I was gonna tell you.
Yeah, it was wooden floors. I
So
remember
every
that
time
shit.
you step on it, it'll creak.
Yeah,
like,
it
like,
would be
you
creepy.
can hear someone
Well, what I
walking.
hated about the house, and I remember that they had the basement,
Oh yeah,
the fucking basement.
That was
I
scary.
hated that house.
in the back of the house, you
Yeah.
open a big ass door and then
There's
you could
two.
walk down
yeah.
there.
Basements creep me out.
Oh no, yeah. I mean, this one was.
Attics, yeah.
So imagine you're in the middle of the fucking ghetto, and then you have a basement that looks
Yeah.
creepy as shit. You
Yeah,
know?
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
fuck that.
And that house, I think it was haunted. So
Yeah, no, I wouldn't.
like something happened back then
Mhm.
there, because they always had experiences. My uncle and my cousin used to tell me stories. So it's like, I know
I remember being in that house.
Yeah,
Dude.
I used to go over there sometimes to sleep over too, and I was like, I couldn't sleep sometimes. I was just,
Fuck no.
I was paranoid. Like, out of all the stories they tell me, I'm like,
I was the same way. Yeah, I was the same way.
I didn't like
I
going
did
there,
not
I'm
want to
like,
be in that fucking house.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
remember
exactly.
that. Fuck that.
Yeah, it was a creepy life right there.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's the next podcast. Your family. just like
There's so many, you know.
just
Right.
get like a huge
The
table
fucking
and
big
a
ass
circle,
reunion.
like
We got circle,
Hey,
like
everybody gets a
Arthur's
turn.
round table.
If you guys are watching,
Right?
and you guys better be watching. Let's get a family reunion.
Everyone, all our family, one by one, everybody says a story.
Yeah.
There's not enough space back here for all of us.
I know, right?
Yeah, fuck.
I
no.
know, that's too many of
There's
us.
way too many of us.
Oh my
way too many.
goodness.
But anyways, yeah. Where we at on time, man?
Hour 3.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. Okay, cool.
Dang, we
Yeah,
be
so
yapping.
Told you, man.
Pretty
We
good. Pretty fast.
talking. Did not feel that long.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was like, I'm like, oh, it's gonna be like 35 minutes maybe.
Nah, I'm telling you,
Dang.
once
Yeah,
you,
it goes pretty fast once you're speaking and you get into the stories.
Yeah. It's kind of just.
So any last statements you wanna? Anything else?
Any
you
those
wanna
before
end
you
it?
hear your
Yeah.
sentence?
I don't have any other statements. Just those stories that I had. I might have other stories maybe for another podcast.
Yeah, definitely.
And yeah, that's all I got right now.
All right, cool. And I
Dang,
guess
dude.
that's where we'll end it for now. You know?
Yeah.
Primo, thank you for being here. Appreciate
thank you for
being
coming.
here.
Thank you guys
You
for having
drove-
me here.
You drove a good minute just to get out here.
Yeah, I know.
So,
It's all good, man. I wanted to be here, so
yeah.
new experiences.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
All right, so that's my cousin. Thank you everybody for watching, for making it this long. Appreciate you guys watching.
Yeah, make sure to like and subscribe and leave any comments if you have anything you want.
Any ghost stories, experiences, anything you guys would like to share, always
Yeah.
drop it in the comments. Let us
Yes.
know. We're always open to that.
And and make sure to stay spooky.
Yeah.
And we'll see you guys next time.
Like and subscribe.
Yeah. Okay. Bye.
Peace.
Peace.